corporates about how we can really get behavioural and cultural change and having it work for people. Because I, like you, it's about making a difference, but how can we really do that? How can we have people continually being motivated every day for their own change and for their own goal achievement? So really looking at that. So that's what I do. And today's topic is how to build successful behaviours that really change the course of your life. So I don't know about anybody, but I'd be interested in looking at that. So has anybody done? Yeah. Has anybody done any sort of training, coaching, behavioural coaching? Been on any sort of training courses? One, yeah, two. And of those courses, did it make a difference, and are you still using those tools today?
Yes.
Yes. Great. Brilliant. Yeah, you're still using the tools. Brilliant. So that it's about looking at that, getting that stickiness of training, and people being able to use it, getting benefit from it. So today is interesting because it's 9/11. I realised that when I was running through the presentation yesterday and thinking about my introduction, and it's events like that you hear are life-changing events for people. Obviously, if you lose a dear one, it's completely life-changing. But not only from that perspective, but it changes your behaviour. And it's things like where people are sitting on their deathbed and saying, "God, I wish I'd done that." I wish I'd lived every day rather than just being living in the past or living in the future. And we hear it all the time. And the thing is that our minds are filled with 70,000 thoughts, every minute, and it's hard to really focus. But what my type of training gives you that focus and gives you that nudge and that jolt and the reset button every day. And the reason I do what I do is because of that child on the screen. We're all born with that compassion. She's wiping a tear away from a TV screen. She doesn't know that guy's, on the end of a TV screen. She's just being compassionate. Sorry, can you see it? She's being compassionate, but we unlearn that behaviour. There's nothing wrong. Like, we're human. We're busy. But it's, for me, the type of training that I look to instill in organisations and cultures is giving that compassion back to yourself and then to others, and that's where you get huge transformational shift, and that's where you get huge results. So that's why I do what I do. So, making the most of this keynote, I want you to fail. And you guys, like, I've been listening to your introductions. You're there. You're sort of in the front of your industries. You're loving what you do. You're all passionate about it. So you probably do this all the time as business owners. Is getting out there, making mistakes, trying, learning from the best role models. And that's all I want you to do today, is take on board what I say and go out and try it, if there's anything I can give you. Make notes. I'm going to whiz through it, and I've got an exercise that I'm going to give you, so some value to take away with you. But please ask me questions at the end, because I just want to make sure we're on time. The third picture is all about this idea of, I love the military, and there's loads of people coming out of the military now who are running behavioural consultation, big training courses, and sports industries as well, because they have this idea of the buck stops with me. It's this idea of personal responsibility. So it's like, wherever you are, be there. So if you're here today, and I thank you for being here and for listening to me, but make the most of it. What can we do? Because it's always a case of, if we're pointing fingers over there, we're not in control. So let's point fingers over here. And the fourth one is have fun. I was so nervous sitting down there. I thought, oh, just go for it. But wherever you are, be there and just have fun doing it. And a lot of you guys are purposeful in what you do, but sometimes people do either get lost in the wrong job or the wrong relationship or whatever. And okay, that's life, but just remember to have fun along the way. And just as an interesting fact about me, I'm training to be a part-time firefighter, so anything's possible. Anything is possible. Do we need to say any health and safety kind of toilets are there and emergency exit and fire drills, or are we all right for all of that?
Just the way you came in is the way you Well,
and there's no fire drill planned or anything like that.
No,
so,
not today.
And obviously I make notes on my phone, So I sometimes feel if there's someone speaking, I have to say, I'm making notes, I'm not texting myself. Like, so you can have your phones out, but just, yeah, make the most of the presentation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you what behaviour is, when it works and when it doesn't work so well, and then I'm going to give you an exercise to take away that I really hope will be really useful for you, because it's something I've designed and I'm using in instructional design with some big companies now. And behaviour is where they're kind of, where the training industry is right now, is it's moving from courses, just shoving you on day courses, 3-day courses, and their focus right now in the top corporates is looking at this idea of what internally can we find with our resources, and what internally can we build with our communities. So it's looking at people and this idea of what I would like to see as the future of personal responsibility with your training. So it's not my manager telling me I need to go on this training course. It is me going, this is my life, and a lot of people look at a job and think it's the job that does it for them, but from where I'd like it to get to is people are like, this is my career, and whether I'm with this company or another company, I'm going to be, you know, proud of what I do and progressing myself as much as I'd like to, is taking that personal responsibility. But companies are at internal communities, internal resources, what can we look at with behaviours? So that's really where it's at. It's about internally sourcing it. So that's why I'm moving to instructional design as opposed to coaching. That's where you're going to make the biggest difference. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do, and give you an exercise to take away. So definitions. A behaviour is a skill or ability a person develops through training or experience in life. All skills are behaviours, but not all behaviours are skills. And I love this. So, you know, the skill is telling a joke, but, you know, laughing at the joke is behaviour. And the whole point of this is, can you see the slide? Yes. The whole point of this is understanding that not all our behaviours are useful, that we might have inherited them, conditioning, you know, environment, whatever it might be, but not all of our behaviours are useful, and not all of us are aware of those non-useful behaviours. So it's growing that awareness, which you all seem a totally aware bunch of you know, your limitations and how you can be limitless. But yeah, so it's understanding the impact of that behaviour. So with skills, generally they're positive and they have a positive impact on everyone around, and they're with a set goal of achieving something. So that's the definition of behaviour. This is all wrapped in a lovely bubble of strategy. So what are we doing? What are our actions every day? Companies set this amazing strategy. So what are all our employees going about doing every single day? What are we there for? What are we achieving? What's our goals? How many people actually know why they're there? What's the vision of the company? It's a formal logic. It's written down. Some people know what it is, why they're supposed to be there. And it orientates around this strategy, so that's great. Logical. Culture, however, is that invisible, elusive behaviour. It's because so much of it is anchored in unspoken behaviours, mindsets, and social patterns. And that's the short and curlies that, you know, the trainers and the CEOs and the bosses out there want to get hold of, is how can I motivate people, understand those behaviours, and have people going in the right direction. You know, and I speak to a lot of trainers who've worked in big corporates and say, how many times has that cultural shift actually really happened across the whole company, company-wide, internationally-wide? Very rare. Very rare, because you're taking on cultures, religions, attitudes, judgments, behaviours. You know, we all come into this room today and we've all got set judgments and opinions on certain things. So you're taking all of that into account and be able to get everybody swimming in the right direction. Wow, you know, it's a magic pill. So that's behaviour. What are the bottlenecks to behaviour when people like me walk in with a training course? Well, firstly, you get a lot of people who don't want to be there, or they're being told to be there, so it's the motivation thing. But even if they do want to be there, even if they do the training, and then they come back to their company, you put them back into their company, and it's like you are putting them, you know, you're hoping that you are going to give, say you've infected the environment with a virus, and then that's what the person's walking back into. So it's like inoculating one person and expecting it to cure the whole population. You've got to inoculate everybody, if you see what I mean. So you're putting your hopes and dreams on that manager, that leader, walking back in with the training and skills that they've learned to change behaviour. Good luck, you know, and it can happen in silos, it can happen in teams. If you've got a strong team who's motivated towards the right goal, you know, and you're really working together, but it's getting that ability. For me, where I'm at the moment in instructional design is looking at what training out there, what apps, what online stuff out there actually is working, and there is stuff working in corporates, but it's in pockets, it's in silos. Does anyone know where that quote is from? Everybody is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, then it'll spend its whole life thinking it's stupid. Who said that quote? It's a brilliant quote. Give a prize or something. Croissant.
It was multiple choice. It was multiple choice.
Okay.
Rachel
Orchard, Ellie, or Einstein.
Of course.
Rachel Orchard. So there we go. So the second bottleneck to behavioural change is if the brain responds to this social hurt. Someone cuts themselves, you can see I'm bleeding, or I fall down, you want to help me. If you've socially hurt, you can't see it. How do you measure it, and how do you change it? And is this person even going to be aware of it, or even be able to deal with it when it happens? So that's where you get a lot of gossiping or criticising or blaming, or just people are just not aware maybe how to deal with the situation. So it's that internal stuff going on that we're trying to measure and trying to affect. So when we're threatened as human beings, obviously we cease to think creatively. When you're about to go up and speak and you've got a great talk and you've practiced it and it's brilliant, but my brain goes into survival. So I cease to function effectively and creatively. And it's the same in a team. If you've given them the right behavioural training, but then they're threatened by a boss who maybe is just very domineering and very not people focused, and like they're not interested in my welfare. Why the hell should I give my all for this company? So the way to transform that, and the way that very successful courses do it, is teaching leaders to create this sense of safety and reward. And the really best leaders, some do it naturally and some are trained to do it, but people respond differently. So some leaders have got to understand where the individual wants status. You get the job promotion. They want certainty, so you just communicate well. They want autonomy. You can lead a little team or go off and run the project yourself. Relatedness and fairness. So it depends on where people are at. But that's how you're looking to deal with the behaviour internally and with groups. So this is the exciting bit. This is the bit I love. So you should have underneath all your papers a form that has got who, behaviour and beliefs on. And this is really where, are we all right for time? Okay, so I want you guys to have at least a couple of minutes to just have a go at this, and you feel free to not show anybody and just write some ideas down, and you don't have to talk about it and then just take it away. But when I started training and coaching 5-6 years ago, a lot was focused. I don't know if you hear a lot about, if you believe it, you can achieve it. Has anybody ever heard of if you believe you can achieve it?
It's like the secret, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I think the secret is about going out and taking the actions as well, and then you will align. There's a lot of good stuff to the secret, but yeah. But this idea of if I set a goal, I inspire myself, and I stand in front of a mirror every day and go, I'm going to be a millionaire in a year. I'm going to be a millionaire in a year. This whole idea of visualising, affirming, but there's a whole other set of stuff going on that we don't realise, which is these self-limiting beliefs that we've got that are stopping us. Your brain goes, yeah, but you're not going to do that. Laugh at yourself, and you don't take certain actions because you're just not prepared. People are either not hungry enough, or they're just not prepared to like completely step out, or they just don't believe it's possible, so they won't take the actions. So when I looked at coaching, there was a lot about the goals, affirmations, etc. All this sort of stuff. But what I realised very quickly, and why I focus as a behavioural coach, is it's about dealing with behaviour first, and then the beliefs will come. So it's almost like this idea of, it's coming, ready, fire and aim. So, you know, yeah, have the strategy ready. Someone said to me